For a 32-year-old, what do you think the median income is for this age specifically?
For a 42-year-old?
32-year-old.
32-year-old.
The age that you chose.
I think it's 250,000.
It's 52,000.
What? No, it's not. Damn, America.
and then what's the top 25% of a 37-year-old?
Dang, maybe it's 200,000.
86.
What? No, it's not.
The top.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Talk Podcast. Let's talk about delusion when it comes to finance, when it comes to earning. A lot of women don't think about how hard it is for men to become one of the 10% earners, one of the 5% earners, not even to talk about the 3 to 1% earners. We don't think about things like that. We don't care about things like that. All we do care about is, I want a rich man. I want a man who's going to be able to spend on me. Remember the video that I shared about this woman talking about she wants someone, a man who's able to afford an engagement ring that cost $200,000, and that is just mind blowing. It's sickening. So the funny thing is that a lot of young women have this idea that every man out there, a lot of men out there are in that bracket of earning 100,000 a year, 200,000 a year, 300,000 a year. Some would even give you numbers like, yeah, I expect my man to make 500,000 a year. Well, let me wake you all up. The percentage of people making that type of money is very, very small. If you are one of the people who are making 100,000 a year, you are already in the circle of the 10% of people. If you're making more than that, if you're between the 300 and 500,000 a year, you are already in the range of the 5 to even actually 3% of people. The pool of men who make that type of money is extremely small. And the reason why is because if it was that easy to make money, well, guess what? We would all be in that same bracket, but it's not. And the funny thing to me is that these are all educated women, right? They went to school, they went to university, they have their degrees, and somehow they just don't understand how finance works. They don't have any realistic approach to what people, especially men, are earning. And the even more funnier thing is that these women, they are working as well. They have their average 9 to 5, right? Some even have to add an extra shift so they can be able to finance their lifestyle or to pay their bills. Some have to work next to studying so they can be able to pay the expenses that comes along with that. They are in the work life and they do know with whatever age they're in, they know what they are earning, right? They know that they're making less than 50,000 a year, but you're sitting there comfortably and expecting someone else to make 200,000. How does that make sense? Let's take doctors, for example. A lot of people assume that doctors are filthy rich and they are just shoving money from the ground, but that is not true. The percentage of doctors who are in the millions is a very small percentage. Some doctors are making between 100,000 and 193,000, right? And yes, that is great money. But if you think about the risk and the expenses that comes along with being a doctor, you might find yourself that what you are earning, the gain that you're taking home, is far less than the expense that you have to carry. And these are for doctors who are running their own practice, because you need to pay the equipment and you need to pay the people working for you. So it's not all glitz and glamour. What some young women are actually always thinking. Life doesn't work that way. And when you look at doctors in the US and compare it with doctors in Germany, in the US, the system is far different. You actually put a lot of money into your studies. You're investing on the lower end $500,000 for you to get your degree, and some people even 700,000 or more. You might find yourself paying almost $1 million just to become a doctor, meaning when you're done and you start earning money, no, you're not keeping that money. You need to actually pay back the debt that you're owing. So for much longer, you're not even making money. You're trying to get out of debt. So people don't see how life works. We just have this idea of, yeah, sure, he's a man. He has to make money. He needs to do that. People who own their own companies, the risk and the money they need to put into the company, who are running their small businesses, for the business to keep running, is much higher. The expenses are much higher than the return, that what they are actually taking home as gain. But people don't want to talk about this. Women don't want to see all of that. So it's funny to me how they are making average, knowing how hard they need to work, how many hours they need to put in to get just 37,000, 40,000 a year. And to be honest, there's some women, they make 34,000 a year, but then expecting someone in your age group to make 200,000. That is really mind blowing. It is mind blowing. The earning potential for men that are making that type of money is not in their early 20s. It's not in their early 30s. This is close to their 40s, starting into their early 50s. But women don't want to see that, right? We have this idea of what we see on social media. You see some young guys flexing around with cars that most likely they don't own because they rented, with houses that they just, rented for that moment to show off. You have this crazy ideas of things that you see on the internet, on social media and media in general, and you're now trying to project that into the reality. But that is not how life works. Life is so expensive, and people who are making 50,000, they're already at, quite a good bracket, because there are so many more people making less. There are people making less than 50,000. And to be honest, these numbers are without taxes. We haven't even looked at the fact that, you're making 50K, but they're going to take taxes away. So you might end up not going home with 50K. You might end up going home with close to half of that. In Germany, for example, taxes are quite high. Let me break it down. In a lot of country, we do hear, the average earning of people is 50,000. Well, that is not actually true. There are so many people who earn below 50,000. If you put everyone into the pot and then you do like a bit plus minus here and there, you might add up to 50,000, but not every average earning person is really making 50,000. 50,000 is a number that is very relatable. It's easier for people to calculate. But let me tell you how people are earning, for example, in Germany. Last year, there were numbers for women who are under 40, the age 25 to 35, are making 34,000 to 37,000. Men under 40 are making, when it's on the higher end, are making 48,000. And people who are above average, who have kind of passed the 50,000, they are making between 52 and 59,000 a year. So there are much more people who are below 50,000 a year. And it's just mind-blowing to me how women always have this expectation of what a man is supposed to do, and how they always like to talk down on average earning men, the men who have built our society, the men who are making sure everything is moving on the way we are used to, the men who are assuring us the comfort and security that we have every day. Women are looking down on these men. And everybody wants the CEO, but guess what? No company is going to run without the men working, right? The CEO is the one who has the great ideas and all that stuff, but who is actually making that company run is the hardworking average man, is the people who are working on the streets, building the bridges, making sure whatever circumstance, it can be snowing, it can be raining, it can be crazy weather, and they are still putting in work. It's the people that are keeping the streets clean. It's the people that are securing our safety. Like, those are the people who are making the society run. It's the people fixing your car and so much more. But we tend to look down on them thinking, oh, I don't want a man who's making just 50,000. He cannot afford my lifestyle. How are we going to survive? But you are making 34,000, if you're lucky 37,000, and you know that you're struggling, having to pay all the bills on your own. You know that you're just faking your lifestyle, because with 37,000 alone, you're not going to come far. But it's funny how women are going to act and pretend and rather live in delusion than accept the truth. So I think topics like this are very important. We need to speak more about this. We need to share awareness, and women really need to come down from this high pedestal that they have put themselves on. And the other thing is, men who make that type of money, they are looking for different women. They are not looking for delusional, bossy, bad attitude women. They are looking for feminine, friendly, fit, and cooperative women. So most of these women who love to talk like that, oh, I deserve this, I deserve that, you're not even in the circle of what these men are looking for. So just calm down a bit and be happy and learn to appreciate what you have, because life is already tough enough. Life is so expensive. What our generation is going through, you might have different options on making money quick, making money comfortably, working from home and all of that things. But life is so expensive that what we are experiencing, we cannot compare with our parents' generation, with the baby boomers, what they were able to afford. You're dreaming of affording it. It's not possible. How many people are working their ass up? I'm sorry for my language. They're working so hard, and just thinking about affording a home is mind-boggling, because life is so expensive. So I just want people to kind of think about things and do some research before they start talking, and especially talking down on other people while you're not even close to making 50,000, but looking down on a man who's making 48,000, 50,000, 52,000 a year. That is just mind-blowing. Guys, I hope you enjoy. Have a good day. Bye.